Talking about the Harlem Renaissance, and during the first segment she gave us quite a bit of information relative to some of the literature of the Harlem Renaissance. But now I think she has agreed that we should talk about what she considered to be the Harlem Stride style. And of course, Lana, let me not only welcome you back to the second segment, but to sort of delve into this idea of the Harlem Stride style as part of your rendition of some of the important events during the Harlem Renaissance. Let's talk about it from that perspective.
Now, if you're just tuning in, I want you to know a few facts before we go on with the show. I'm Alana McLaughlin, born August 27, 2002, and today on the show we're talking about the Harlem Renaissance. Now, I started off the show in the first segment with talking about how Zora Neale Hurston influenced some of the writers of today, like Maya Angelou and other writers, and how it was such a big part of African American history. Now, I know you introduced the show by saying the Harlem Stride style, so we're just going to hop into that. The Harlem Stride style was not some kind of dance like the Harlem Shake. The Harlem Stride style was a way of playing piano. Now, it was a very popular way of playing piano, like if you had the Harlem Stride style down, then you were it. I mean, because, and plus, the piano was a sign of wealth. So if you had a piano in your house and was able to play it and was able to do the Harlem Stride style on that piano, you were it. I mean, because most people would think that having a piano in their house just made them seem wealthy, but if you also knew how to play it, then that kind of boosted your itness, like your popularity. And so that's what basically the Harlem Stride style is. Now, also in the first segment, we talked about Zora Neale Hurston. Now, she was the writer of the famous book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. And it was also made into a movie, which I have seen, starring Halle Berry. And so Zora Neale Hurston and these other people were very influential in this time. That's when even French-speaking African Americans from the Caribbean and Africa, they came together and they bonded, and that's where they all blossomed, because they helped each other blossom. It wasn't like they were all against each other. I mean, they bonded, they came together, and that's how it started the new Negro movement, or the Harlem Renaissance.
Go on, continue.
Now, let's get into the art of the Harlem Renaissance, well, arts like music. Now, the trumpet and piano were both signs of wealth and were both big aspects of the Harlem Renaissance. I fortunately know how to play both. And so, I mean, like, people like Louis Armstrong and all these other people, they all bonded together to create the Harlem Renaissance. It's not all about arts, and it's not all about literature, but if I had to say that my favorite part of the my favorite part of the Harlem